Have you ever seen the late night commercials for the pocket hose? This is going to be a product review and first impressions of the pocket hose as seen on TV from Walmart. So we picked this one up for $19.88. It's the 50-foot variety. Let's take a look. Go ahead and open that up. Mayron's going to pop the lid off. And yeah, one thing you might notice is the lid doesn't really pop off as easy as it seems like it should. Is it coming off at all, or does it seem like it's fused on there?
It's fused.
Yeah, it's kind of fused. There's something going on there. So let's get some other tools. Hang on, we'll be right back. So, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is just to poke it with a knife or something. That might not be a good idea, though, because you might actually poke the hose. So a knife or some other sharp tool might be a bit too much for this job. So I think we probably should try some scissors or something. All right, so all I'm going to do is make a cut on the top, and I'm sure I'm not cutting the hose. And I'm working my way around. It's too bad because it looked pretty easy. It looked like we were just going to pop the top right off. I wonder how many people put a hole in their hose just trying to get it out of the box. I'm just going to cut the lid right off. Okay, so there we go. So here it comes. Are you ready? That's it. Nothing very exciting about the way it comes out. There's some instructions in here, but of course real men don't read instructions, so we'll use that as a last resort. Let's see what we need, how hard it is to wrap this. Not very hard. Alright, so this is the 50-foot version. It looks pretty good out of the container. I don't see any snags or obvious defects. It's a little wrinkly.
It's all flat. It's all flat, Dad.
That's good. So we're going to go plug it in and see how it works. We're going to be replacing this hose. This one is supposed to be high quality. It says it'll never kink. You can already see it kinks every time I move it. Every time I turn around, it's getting kinked. So I'm going to pull this one off real quick. Let's put the new one on. The plastic connector feels pretty chintzy. I hope that thing doesn't break real soon. I bet that's probably the part that'll give way first. Now hopefully this is, yeah, it's in the off position. So let's turn the water on and see what happens. Ready? So it looks like it's slightly leaking at the end where it's supposed to be off. And that's the nice thing about having bought this at Walmart, and I wasn't really scared to try it. Because Walmart has a really good return policy. If you're unhappy with it, just bring the receipt and they'll take it back. Usually ask very few questions. Just want to know if it's broken or not. Just tell them, yeah, it's got a little leak at the end. And you can exchange it for another one and get a refund without any trouble. Let's open it up. I'm going to try putting another attachment on the end. There you go. Here's our product review for the 50-foot pocket hose. Like I said, I'm going to have to take my own advice and take the receipt and return this one back to Walmart. So we'll see how many times I have to return it before I get a good one. So in all fairness, we actually got a 25-foot pocket hose last week from Walmart. And this one doesn't leak at all. You can see here at the shut-off valve, there's nothing leaking, not even a drop. It's working perfectly. So it seems like it is possible to get one that works really well, at least from the beginning. Here we go. We got a replacement at Walmart, and surprisingly, this one just has little tape tabs holding it together, which is kind of what I expected last time. So maybe you'll be lucky and it'll be easy to open. I don't know why sometimes it's so hard and other times it's easy. So let's try this one. Hopefully it's not going to leak like the last one did. And by the way, I read the instructions while I was waiting for the kids to find their way out of the car. And it says in the box that it's very important, make sure every time when you use this that you take the hose off and dry it out and put it away. So they're cautioning that you don't want to leave it sitting out and hooked up, and probably, like I was saying, because of this cheap plastic fitting, it probably, when it gets hot, it probably fails. So if you follow the instructions, this hose is just something you'll use part-time once in a while. You'll pull it out of the drawer in the house and plug it in outside, use it, and then when you're done, you'll take it off and put it away. Let's see if this one's going to leak. Looks like we got a good one this time, so there we go. This is the 50-foot, and actually I don't see even a drop of water going anywhere. This looks really great. Oops. Never mind, I poked too soon. It hadn't made its way to the top. Oh, I just screwed it in a little tighter. It's okay. This actually looks really good.
Don't kill me with the water.
Kill you with the water?
Hey, I made out of fire. Don't spray it. I made out of fire.
And of course will be how well they last over time. Can you really leave it in the yard? How long will it take to fail?
You said it, man. You made water. I made out of fire.
Oh yeah? Well, I better put you off then. And that's that. Now that the water's drained out of this hose, it seems considerably shorter. So as I mentioned, I did have some trouble with these fittings on the hose leaking. I took the last one back. This one's, I tightened up. I used the pipe wrench to make it very tight. And it's just barely dripping. Of course, no drip would be ideal, but that's not too bad. I think I can live with that. As far as when I'm washing the car or something, when the hose is actually energized, if it's going to drip a couple drops like that, I think I can live with it. Now this is kind of interesting. If you look at this, we have about 6 lengths of hose wrapped loosely on the hanger here all the way down to the cement. This is the 50-foot hose. And if I just drain the water, watch how drastically the shape size changes. I guess it would be faster if I didn't have that attachment at the end. It's kind of a slow attachment. I suppose it's already about half the size it was. It seems to me this hose goes to about 1/3 its original length when it's de-energized or when the water's released. How's that for neat and tidy? It's wrapped tight all the way around. Not too tight, it's not going to be a problem. It's not like it's going to break the hose or anything. Still loose enough.